Hello and welcome to Alchemist Whim. This is Alchemist Jen. Hello everybody, welcome to today. Today's whim of the day is going to be doing some printmaking. How about it? So, I've been working on these magical bandanas. I've deemed them magical now. On this beautiful ice dyed fabric that I've dyed and sewn. Now sewn, yes, with my zigzag sewing machine with that fancy zigzag stitch that I am in love with. And now we shall start to do some printmaking. So my plan is to use my little bubble block. It's fun to say, bubble block. And do some magic bubble printing on the fabric. And so I'm going to go over my setup with you real quick so you can see what kind of goodies I'm using. I'm using beautiful speedball, so I've got my roller. I just use a nice soft roller. I'm probably supposed to use this more hard one, but I'm good with this one. I don't know, it just works. And I like it, and I find it works good with the softer blocks that I like to use, though probably supposed to use a harder roller, you know, I can speak real words. So this one's got some texture to it. It's a little squishy, it's a little rubberized, so I think it works just fine. I get good traction, good ink application on there. Then we're going to use our fancy glitter, and I have chosen to go with a little bit of, I'm going to blend, because some reason in art school we talked about blending paint back in the day and never just taking it from the tube and always blend it with a little something, so that has stuck with me. So I felt it really odd to just use white, for instance, and add the glitter to it. So I've chosen to use a little bit of blue. So I'm using Speedball fabric printing ink. This is excellent. It does a great job for what I want it to do, and it, you know, connects with the fabric really well. It has good application. It is going to cure. You don't have to heat set it, and it's washable. It's ready to go. So it just needs about a week to kind of chill and make that happy. And then I have my fancy messy Baron. It's many printmaking session, and it's kind of messy. I really like that it has some character. So I also have a surface, big printmaking surface. This kind of hangs over the edge of the table, pushes up to the edge, it hangs off, so then it's nice and easy to roll on. So yeah, that's what I got going on today. So I'm thinking to start, I got a little paper towel too, because that's good to clean up any messes, random things that will happen. I've never print made. No bloopers here. It's all live and real, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and it's gonna be amazing, and you might laugh with me, and I hope so. Let's have a good time. Alrighty, so printmaking, you know, I might make some messes. I haven't done it on the floor before, so you know, first time for everything. So I'm going to start with a dollop of white. I don't think I need too much ink, because I'm going to do just a corner of the tapestry to start. So, tiny bit of blue. I don't want to make it overwhelmingly blue, maybe just a little hint of it. And of course the glitter that I'm going to add is going to add some depth as well. I'm not using any palette brushes for this set. I am just going to allow the roller to do that for me. And then of course I am finding out how to use this fancy thing that I should have probably opened beforehand with some magical tulle Let's see, what do I have? I'm going to do something terrible. The tool that I have is scissors, and I think they can handle it, so I'm going to try it. And it has an arrow on there, though, but I think that's just because you're... I don't know. This is fun, guys. Maybe there's a little thing maybe there's a method. But it looks like there's a connection. This whole episode is going to be me trying to figure out how to get into glitter with scissors. I don't know what's happening anymore. So thank you, and there is a little arrow, but there's this like little spot on the other side that looks like it needs to be detached. So, and somebody somewhere is going to be looking at this and going, what are you doing? And I should have planned this part ahead. I had the other stuff all planned, but not this part. Alright, and then the whole point is to print make with this stuff. Alrighty. Maybe there's directions, and then like I'm just being... No. Well, this glitter has been around since 2021, so it's a new thing that Speedball has offered. So I'm learning about its history while I'm jabbing this and not having any effect whatsoever. Wish I had a screwdriver or something. So let us... I got in and I've glitter everywhere, but that's just what glitter's gonna do. I'm not mad. I am going... Actually, I didn't do too bad. So that was the right thing to do, was to stab it. So I'm just gonna tap it on my surface here, get off as much glitter off of my scissors as I can, which is totally cool. I'm not mad about any of this. It's perfect. And I did not hurt myself. And I did not have an explosion of glitter. I figured this is pretty amazing. This is the best scenario, even better than I could imagine. So we're gonna see if this is enough glitter. Do some rolling. See if I even use enough ink to start. I'll probably need more glitter. Isn't that the rule though? Always more glitter. Alright, I'm going back and forth and diagonal. I've got a nice little snowy blue on here, which is perfect. Just enough interest, but I definitely need more glitter. So, I also quite enjoy how printmaking inks smell. They're quite fun. And it's going right in through the ink there. Not seeing much glitter. I don't know if this is going to do differently when it dries. This is an experiment. You guys are along this ride for me. So like now it's like adding like salt. Get to the point where you're going to end up with too much. But I've got it all over my hands. So I figure, you know, this is great. This is a great place to start. So let's go. Oh, there you go. That's some good glitter action. We got some sparkle. Show me some sparkle. Alrighty guys, that's pretty good coverage. It's a nice even layer. And so what I have on here is my bandana. I've got, where I've kind of folded it and it's been kind of living, it has a quadrant on there. So what I'm going to do is do 4 of these circles so I can put 4 of my prints. So I've got prints, and hopefully we'll work on that tomorrow. But I'm just going to put this right on the surface area here where I have been rolling, just right next to it. I've got a little bit of room, and do some inking and just go with the first inking of it, so it's going to take a little bit more than other inkings will. A nice even layer. And I'm not too worried about perfectionism. Now this is going to be and I also kind of want it light, so I don't want to over cover it. So that's kind of my goal there. And then I really want them to be different density, so I don't want to overdo it at all. And I don't need the placement of my blocks. I don't need them to match. I'm just going for a general feel. So we're going to go for the first one and use our Baron and squish down on our table here. And so squishy, squishy, squishy. And then I usually like to give it a squish in my hands too, so I can experience what it feels like in the block. I can feel the connection points there too, so that feels pretty good. And lift. That was a very light coverage. So we're just going to take a look at that, and then we're going to go for our next one. Very mild. So we're going to go for our next one. It's very, I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if I have enough on there. So maybe we need to go for more. I'm just going to make that decision right now, is to go for more. And then that's going to stay as is. I'm not going to add another layer to it. It's going to look silly if I try to hit it again. So I'm not going to. I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny dab of blue. And roll, 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 roll. It's my rolling song. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm here all week because I'm here all the time. Alright. Here we go. This one's going to be more blue, but I think that's totally cool. And we're going to add more glitter. Again, I'm not even sure how this is going to show up yet. Making sure stuff up as we go. Alright, definitely you can hear a difference in the coverage of ink, but you know, that's part of the experimentation, part of the learning, part of the we're just making it up. Alrighty, got it on the block. Roll, roll, roll. Keep it out of the pile there. Get a nice coverage. Alright, I think that'll work for our purposes. Block print number 2. I'm going to go for the end down here. I want to off center a little bit because I don't want it to be perfect. I want some imperfection. The nice thing is if I do lighter prints of this, I can actually do lighter focuses on the other blocks too. So that's what you're going to play with. All of it's play. You know, play is very fun. At least for me in my process, I like to play. Color, shape, glitter. My fingers are still shiny. They're going to be probably shiny for a while. I might not be getting enough leverage, but I think I didn't have enough ink on the first one. So we're going to pull, and that's much more visible. So I'm just going to show you what I have. It's probably good for today. Or no, I'm just going to keep going, and then I'll show you what I have. They're very light blue. Keep going. I'll use up the ink that I have here, and then, because it won't take me long to do the last two. Thanks for rolling with me. I'm just keep changing my mind. Makes it fun. But, you know, I am sniffing some fancy ink here. It's not really that affecting me like that. I'm just being silly. Because I'm allowed to be silly. Alright, and I feel out that. I'm going to go a little bit towards that direction, towards the corner. Feels like that's a good spot for this one. Making stuff up. And I do have a little press. I just like to do the hand printed ones for the tapestries and the bandanas. I just kind of like their vulnerable ghostiness sometimes. They're quite fun that way. Create some drama in the line. Just tells a bit of story. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's better if it's not sometimes. So this one will end up being a little bit lighter yet because I have not added more ink, but that's really good. I want that difference there. Alright, this is our last one over here. Going way over here. And it'll feel like a motif for the whole bandana, which is nice to have these kind of 4 little circles in there. Alrighty, so here's what we've got. I don't have ink on me, just glitter. Alright, so the first one, very super light, over here. You probably can't even see it on there, but that's okay. And then the next one we did was down here, and then we got this over here. So it's going to be very, very subtle. So I'll have to be thoughtful about what kind of ink I want to use for the final prints. I definitely can see some glitteriness to it. So I think that it's going to be interesting to see how it dries. There's some texture to it as well. And there we go. So that's the first part of this, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be cool, and it's subtle, and I like it. It doesn't take away from the just general feel of the fabric with the dyes, and that's really what I want. So I want it to be just little surprises, little things that you're going to be able to get, drawn into. I really like those kind of details. So that's the whim of the day. We've done some printmaking together. Whoa! Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow we'll see where the whim of the day takes us. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do the inside of the circles tomorrow. We'll see how this dries. If it's not dry, because it's going to be super rainy overnight, I'm not really feeling like it's going to dry. But if it does, then we'll do some printmaking. If it doesn't, then we'll have to wait at least another day. So that's the plan right now. We'll see what happens, see where the whim takes us. And you've been fabulous. Have an amazing day. You're great as always. Thank you so much. Toodaloo.